There's a JRPG. Oh, my camera. Right. There's a JRPG. I've got to go back and retry someday. Some Xenogears. I liked Xenogears a lot back in the day. I doubt it would hold up. I only played it the one time. Anyways, that's not entirely distant from what we're playing right now. So, if y'all weren't here for the news, earlier today, in the afternoon stream, my coronavirus lockdown quarantine marathon has ended before it really began. I'm going back to work tomorrow, starting tomorrow. And so, yeah, that is the situation. So I don't really have all night to marathon whatever game I might have been planning to start up otherwise. So we're going to keep things nice and simple. And, it's a bit of a downer. I was looking forward to, having all the free time in the world. It's that, that episode of The Twilight Zone, Nothing But Time, something like that. The guy in the library with the glasses and the books. Sort of like that for me right here. It's like, no, there was time now. But now there isn't, so we're going to play something short and sweet. Well, quote-unquote sweet. I was flipping through my list of games. You know when you're in that mood? When you're all like, I'm in the mood for something specific, but I don't know what it is. I'm just flipping through the list of games that I have in my ROMs folder. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog, no. Mega Man, no. More Final Fantasy or Squaresoft stuff, don't have the time. I went down the entire list right to the very end before I came across this guy right here. Shokogashin Xardion, or however you would pronounce it. It's just called Xardion for the North American release. This is... God, is this actually a special game to me? I don't know. I flipped down the list of all of the retro games I own, and for some reason, this was the one that popped out at me as the one that I am in the mood for right now. There's the whole backstory. That's all you're gonna get. Let's play some Xardion. This is a really cool idea for a game. This is, as I say in the title, a Mechtroidvania. It's essentially like Gundam, the Metroidvania. It's based on the sort of mecha anime fad of the genre, really. That was especially popular in the 80s, early 90s. So you got, the 3 ships combined. It's they have the ships here, but there's no shooter segments or anything. It's just a cutscene thing. I guess that's how they travel between planets. You got 3 ships that combine to a transforming robot. So it's essentially sort of like Castlevania 3, where it's a Metroid... Or actually, Castlevania 3 wasn't a Metroidvania. It's like Symphony of the Night crossed with Castlevania 3, where you have got 3 characters to choose between. 3 different configurations for your transforming robot. You got Triton, Alcides. At least I think the idea is that they're piloting giant robots. I'm pretty sure that's the idea. You never actually get to see what the pilots actually look like, or maybe the robots, maybe it's like a Transformers type deal, where they're not giant mechas, they're just giant robots. But yeah, it's got a level up system. That's my experience up in the top right corner. You got various different sub-weapon power-ups you can pick up. You will learn magic spells, or at least this guy kind of has magic. But, various weapon power-ups and stuff over the course of the game. It's a full-on kind of Metroidvania. Only not really, because it's totally linear. But there is some backtracking. Actually, yeah, it is technically a Metroidvania, because you are required to do some backtracking right at the end of the game. And if all of that sounds awesome, like, yeah, transforming robots, Metroidvania, with like tons of different weapons and leveling up and 3 different characters that play completely different. Like, if that sounds awesome to you, then boy, are you guys in for a disappointment. This game actually kind of sucks, but I love it anyways. I don't know, do I love Xardion? Fuck, I think I do. If it isn't clear from just watching me play the game... Oh, and we've got, obviously, our third robot, Panthera, whose special ability is that he can, I guess, crawl around on all 4s like a dog, and be low to the ground. He can also duck, which I don't think even shrinks his hitbox at all. But yeah, there you go. He spins like Sonic the Hedgehog, but he doesn't actually damage stuff when he spins into it. That's just what his jump looks like. The animation in this game is kind of janky, and the jumping physics are also kind of iffy. Like, there's no proper gravity to it. They just go up. There's like 3 discrete speeds. It's like we go to the peak, slow down a bit, and come down. It's like a steady... There's no velocity curve. You just go up at a steady speed and come back down at a steady speed. It's like There's no acceleration due to gravity. It's just you fall when you reach this height due to gravity. Triton here's actually got the most intricate jumping animation at, what is that, like 3-4 frames he's got for the whole thing? This guy's only got 2 frames, 1 up, 1 down. Panthera's a bit fancy because he's got the spinning thing, like the 2-frame spinning animation. Is that even frames? It looks like they're just flickering the sprite, and then the 1-frame falling animation. All of your characters level up independently of each other. Oh, also Triton's got an additional feature, which makes him just the standout best character in the game, which is that he can shoot upwards, which is way more useful than anything that any of your other characters can do. Honestly, the optimal way to play Xardion is to just ignore the other characters and put all of the XP on Triton. You get the inkling of a cool potential here. It's like, oh, Panthera's got something only he can do. He can crawl through crawl spaces. And this is the only time in the entire game that you will ever need to change characters for anything. That's not 100% true. You'll see later on. Woo. Actually, we've got a weapon now, haven't we? Yeah, Triton's picked up a weapon, a new special weapon. Let's give that a shot. So we got Act Plasma. Oh yeah, there's also these little weapons that you can get too. Fucking Time Bomb. Yeah, sure, we'll equip that as well. This game came out in, I think, 1992? I'm sure all that info's on the title screen. I actually played this game back in the day, and that's kind of what makes it so special to me. I don't know if you guys have those games where you, those games that you played as a kid and you don't know what the title of it is, and you don't know the title of the game, but you know what it looked like and what it played like, and you spend your entire life trying to figure out what the hell was that game. This was that game for me for a long time. I remember the robot game where you transform between 3 different robots and level up when I was a kid. But for the longest time, could not find what the title of that game was for years and years, until eventually I just brute forced it. I looked at screenshots on game FAQs for every SNES game ever made, and sure enough, right down at the bottom of the list, after I'd already scanned through letters A through W, it was Xardion, right at the bottom of the list. This is our first boss fight. Actually, one of the tougher ones in the game. So, I'm going to be listing off a lot of flaws with this game the flaws are so evident and in your face. This is actually probably the most impressive looking boss in the whole game. One of the flaws of the game is the way that grinding is kind of essential here. So as you level up, it extends your life bar and also powers up your weapons, and that's the more important thing. At certain level thresholds, it'll power up your weapons quite significantly. You get like double power with the first weapon upgrade, then like double again with the second. So there are kind of level thresholds that you need to make to reasonably beat some bosses. This guy we should be able to beat just with our starting weapon. It'll take a while, because bosses in this game take a while, especially if you're not grinding, but we'll make it eventually. Actually, we got a new special weapon, didn't we? Yeah, so this is Alcides' kind of special thing. He's got the magic spells. Whoops. Those arms do a lot of damage. I think we actually die in one more hit from those. Okay, let's cast a magic spell. There's the button for it. So you go through this like 5-second animation, and it kills everything on screen. No, it doesn't do any damage to bosses. You can't really tell if it's doing anything to the boss, but it doesn't do anything to the boss. Basically, all of Alcides' abilities are useless for boss fights. He's kind of good for levels. He's got that little tentacle that whips out whenever he makes his attack, so you can kind of get faster than a normal firing rate with it. It's got pretty good coverage for short-range battle. But he's kind of worthless for boss fights. His spells don't work on bosses. He's got a low rate of fire, and you don't really want to get close to use the head tentacle. Panthera's alright. He actually gets a really awesome special weapon later in the game that makes him basically overpowered. And then something happens to... I won't spoil it for you, but then something happens to make that not matter at all. God, this is taking even longer than I remembered. So yeah, this game, it's got so many problems, but it's got such a cool concept, and I kind of learned how to play it, so I kind of come back to it every once in a while, just as a nostalgic favorite that I'm kind of obsessed with. I have Let's Played this game on my YouTube channel like 2 or 3 times now, and I'll probably upload this stream as well once we're done here tonight. The concept is so cool, like a transforming robot Metroidvania, where each robot has their own special abilities and special weapons you can pick up. Like the designs of the robots are really cool, same with some of the monster designs as well. There's a lot of wonderful ideas in play here, but it's just so badly executed and designed and programmed and animated. The sprite work is pretty decent. I think in screenshot form, the game actually looks pretty good. In my humble opinion. Music's alright too. There's a few... It's not super high quality. They were certainly not pushing the technical limitations of the SNES with this one, but there's some catchy tunes. And of course, we dumped all of our experience on the most useless character. Oh, another instance of questionable design here. There's some cool dialogue between the different characters here. So the idea is, yeah, these 3 robots represent 3 different characters. They're kind of piloting this thing together, like a Megazord type deal. And this is Triton. Oh yeah, so you don't get to refill your health in between levels. And if any of your characters die, then it's game over. Only game over doesn't really mean much. In fact, we'll see it eventually. You'll see what happens when you game over. But yeah, this is Triton's homeworld. We're probably going to want to level up Triton. Like, the idea of... Even the story seemed kind of interesting. I think this game has a... Like, again, it's not very well executed, but it's a neat... Some cool ideas going on with the story in this game, where you've got, like, 3 different pilots, and they used to be from different planets that were at war with each other, but then the big bioweapon planet showed up. And now they're all teaming up to restore peace to the galaxy or something. Or go back to warring with each other, I don't even know. You get some nice banter between the characters. The problem is that they don't show you portraits or names or anything with the dialogue. Oh, we just got our first game over. So after you game over, you go back to the planet select. You get to keep all of your XP and everything you picked up in the level. And you get your health refilled back to full for the robot that died. Sometimes it's actually beneficial to just off yourself for that full health refill. It's just like, oh, Triton's low on health, and I want a Triton for this boss fight, so just suicide Triton to get the full health refill. By design, the game is essentially a grind-a-thon. It's a bit reminiscent of Evo, Search for Eden, if you guys have ever played that game. Which is like the basic structure of the game. Also, getting a game over doesn't refill the health of your other guys. So if I want to get a health refill on, say, Panthera, or say I go through a boss fight, where I'm rotating between my different characters, trying to, make the most of my 3 different health bars. And then we start the next level. To fully refill the health of all of my characters, I need to suicide with each one of them. That inside there is a health pickup. That's the thing that regenerates your health. They are extremely rare. Like, just forget about those. No, the way you refill your health in this game is by dying. Oh, we got another cool moment coming up. This game's so full of cool moments, though. We got the cool octopus moment coming up here. Not these guys. These are squids, not octopuses. Actually, I guess this is another instance where Panthera is pretty useful. I don't think the other characters can actually shoot those turrets on the ship. Okay, here we go. We got our first Mechtroidvania element here. Life form. Is it the enemy? It's the enemy! Let's turn this octopus into sushi. Oh, he's too strong. Run for it. We'll be back! Evil octopus. They don't even let you try to fight this thing. Just know he's too much octopus for us. Oh, another great instance of the stellar programming in this game. The triggers for the dialogue are just points that you lines that you cross on the map. So you'll keep getting the dialogue every time you cross specific points on the map or in the level. I've seen that happen in a couple really shitty indie titles on Steam before, but never in a full-blown published Nintendo seal of quality Super Nintendo game. So even though it's suboptimal, I am going to be equally leveling my characters for this playthrough, just because I kind of want to draw it out so I can blab a bit, kind of fill out the rest. Honestly, if I... Not only did I do 2 Let's Plays of this game for the YouTube channel, I also did a long play, which is one of my most viewed videos on YouTube. One of the few... Oh, I'm going to leave this be for now. So you can't seem to interact with this thing in any way. Shooting it doesn't do anything. You can't flip it as a switch. Special weapons don't work. Oh yeah, this is the Triton special weapon I was trying to show off earlier. Your special weapons upgrade at the same level thresholds as your main cannon. So once we get the bigger machine gun shots, we'll get bigger special weapons as well, which is pretty cool, to be honest. I think we are going to want to reach the first threshold for the first boss, so I might do some grinding here. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, I was talking about Evo. Evo has the same kind of structure to it, where you are... where the game is essentially a sequence of grinding spots. In Evo, it was even more blatant. Like, this game kind of has level designs to camouflage the fact that the levels are basically just hunting grounds to grind up your characters. Evo, they didn't even try to disguise it. Evo had a couple mazes, and then every other level is just flat ground with a new type of enemy for you to eat over and over and over again for Evo points. Anyways, we leveled up Panthera. So, one of the things that kind of got me thinking about this game a little bit lately, not only did I just kind of happen upon it randomly when I was looking through my list of games that I have ROMs for, but I also have been thinking about Xardion lately. This is one that comes up every time I think about remakes and just the trend of remaking old games nowadays. We got the FF7 remake coming up. We got the Legend of Mana remake that we played the Trials of Mana remake, aka Seiken Densetsu 3. I keep trying to duck that. You can't duck that. Oh, I forgot to hit the switch. Okay. I actually got stuck at this point when I was a kid for the longest time. Possibly forever. I'm not actually 100% sure that I ever got past this water barrier when I was a kid. So we gotta find the control unit. That's this guy down here that I showed off earlier. We already tried to interact with it. Time bomb doesn't work, which I tried to... Oh, you can blow yourself up with your own time bombs. I didn't even know that. Lightning doesn't work. Alcides BL Force doesn't work. Oh, incidentally, this is kind of the big finale of our coronavirus quarantine stream marathon. So I thought I'd celebrate the occasion not only with some Xardion, but also with some snacks and a bottle of wine, which I grabbed during the break. Yeah, so you can try to blow it up with various weapons, do whatever. Nothing's gonna work. So how do you actually get rid of this control device? You have to jump on top of it. Is the only way to destroy that. That is the only point in the entire game where you are required to jump on top of an object in order to destroy it and progress the game. And I don't think I ever figured that out as a kid. I think I was just stuck in this level forever. Or maybe I made it... I think I eventually figured it out and made it to the next level. I think I might have got stuck on the crab boss. Anyways, we're gonna grind up with Triton a little bit. What's a good place to grind here? He's actually pretty close. Actually, yeah, since I said we want to drag out the stream a little bit, here's what we'll do. I will attempt the boss here using just Triton and his base weapon. Those water sprites sure are ugly. Okay, so much for that. Anyways, it would have taken forever to show it anyways, but yeah, this boss fight takes fucking forever if you try to beat him without leveling up enough to get the weapon upgrade. I'm gonna crack open the next thing of snacks here. Ta-da. I think one more go through the level should be enough levels. Enough XP to level up and then beat the boss. This is Chaos from Sonic? What is? This game? Maybe. Or Chow's from Sonic? The water thing. The water sprites? Oh, Chaos! I know exactly what you mean. Yes. Chaos, I know, I understand that reference now. Chaos Zero, the water monster from Sonic Adventure. Yes, I understand the reference. Yep, he's a big watery bloke with a thing in the center. Okay, the enemies do respawn when you scroll them off screen, so the trick is to find a nice grindable spot where you can just move back and forth and respawn the enemies over and over again, and then just shoot them over and over again. This seems like a good spot. Just go back and forth over this hole. Okay, so that's the first... Oh, we're gonna have to grind a lot more now. So this is the first weapon upgrade. We can now get 3 shots on screen at a time. That doesn't help us at all against the boss, though, because he's got iframes. At least I'm pretty sure he does. You know what? I'm gonna go for the boss anyways. We'll use the electro beam to try and do some extra damage. I think we need 2 more levels to upgrade our machine gun. This game is just Xardion, I guess is the pronunciation. Or if you want the full Japanese title, it's this. Choko Gashin Xardion. Xardion. I have no idea how they would pronounce it. Probably Xardion. Would it be, I don't know, would it be Zaru or Xardion? Probably Za. Oh yeah, one weird little bit of trivia about this game too. I don't know what exactly their involvement was, but apparently Gainax, the anime studio, was somehow involved in the creation of this game. I'm guessing robot designs or just the story or concept or something. I don't want Panthera to fuck this up. Actually, we'll get Alcides to tank the hit here. He's kind of worthless. Yeah, we'll get him to tank. Sorry for showing off my chewed up licorice there. I mean, really, all of the mech games have just weird words with stupid spellings. Like, honestly, what is a Gundam? You know what a Gundam is? It's a robot that's made from Gundamian. Or what is it? Gundamian? I think it's Gundamian, something like that. It was, yeah, it must have been Gundamian, yeah. Yeah, we'll try to just go Triton all the way for this one. The other sub-weapons are basically completely worthless. Missile does 0 damage. Ammo is potentially useful. Sub-tanks actually refill your health. Mainly just missiles and time bombs. I don't even know what save does. Oh, that's like a fairy in a bottle, I think. Okay, let's try this again. Actually, the rapid fire will help us against the... Okay, so yeah, this guy's invincible when he backs all the way into the water, and when he's popping out as well. So this guy's got 2 types of water shots that he can fire at you. One's aimed just straight at your position, but the other one is a homing shot, and it actually homes in, like, a lot. So you kind of have to be ready for both of them. Like, if I just stand here and jump, yeah, that's gonna hit me. Ooh, that's rather good. So what I really want to do is, yeah, do it like that. And yeah, rinse and repeat for like 5 minutes this will probably take. Oh, also, I think the range of his electro beam actually is a little bit longer now that I've leveled up. There's got to be a better way to get into position for this. There we go. Get fucked! Okay, we've got the cycle. And then we should level up after this fight too. Bosses dump a ton of XP on you. That's the other thing about Triton is he's got the best boss killing weapons as well, and bosses are kind of your main obstacle throughout most of the game. Like I said, every level is basically a hunting ground that's blocked off by a boss. So like the levels are hunting grounds for you to grind up to eventually beat the bosses, who are all like big, overpowered, just bullet sponges that take forever to kill unless you've got the requisite weapon level. And I'm out of ammo. Nice! That actually didn't take quite as long as I thought. So yeah, I'm still mildly obsessed with this game. Oh yeah, going back to the notion of remakes. The thing about remakes is only the classics seem to get remade. The games that were good in the first place, the timeless classics that can be still played to the same level of enjoyment to this day, are the only ones that seem to get the remake treatment. I much prefer the idea of remaking games that didn't quite make it the first time. Games with good ideas that were either just the technology wasn't there, or something went wrong with the development, or there was inexperienced developers, and to give failed games a second chance. I think those are the types of remakes that have the most potential. Either that, or like fixing a flawed masterpiece that had some glaring flaws that need smoothing over. Basically, the more flawed the game, the more justifiable a remake, in my opinion. Not from a business standpoint, mind you. From a business standpoint, people aren't going to play a remake of a game that was shitty in the first place. They want to play new versions of the good classic games that they already like. But from like an artistic standpoint, a quality standpoint, the games that it makes the most sense to remake is the games that have the most flaws that can be corrected with a do-over. I would actually argue that Final Fantasy VII kind of falls into that category. Not so much that it was flawed by design or anything, it was really state-of-the-art at the time, but I don't want to say aged badly, because that's something that idiots say. I think that the creator's vision of that world and that story could probably be better realized with like a modern coat of paint. That's a lot of the stuff especially in the PS1 era, where they were really pushing the technology to its limits in terms of cutscenes, mostly cutscenes. So that kind of cinematic storytelling, where you didn't really have the space on the disc to push things as far as they wanted. Yeah, those are some of the games that were held back by technological limitations. Oh, incidentally, if you just walk to the end of the level, which you can do if you just keep holding forward. And once again, you have no idea who's saying what there because they don't bother to differentiate the speakers here. But yeah, if you just walk forward, you won't even see the second text box, which is funny, because that's actually an important... That thing about the blue giant is an important thing that'll come back later, so you need to remember that dialogue that you probably skipped by accident before you even realized it was there. This is a good grinding spot. This is basically the first place where you can grind much, much more efficiently compared to the places we had access to before. I think we need one more level before the next boss. I want to grind up the other characters too, just because I want to show off what their weapon upgrades and stuff look like. We got crabs floating down on us. It's kind of a preview of what's in store for us at the top of this pillar. Oh, I want to chase the worms. The worms give you so much XP. Ball. That's fine. There will be more worms at the bottom of the tower now. Oh yeah, I think there's a button combination so that you can exit out of a level without having to suicide. So I think the optimal grinding strategy here is actually... yeah, start select at the same time. Gets you out of there. So this is actually the fastest way to do it. And if you want to keep your characters equally leveled, yeah, you'll be doing this quite a bit. And I do want to keep my characters equally leveled, so that's what we're doing here. Oops. Yeah, so you hold start and then press select. Almost there. Actually, we might make 40 XP if we just climb the rest of the way and shoot everything on the way. I don't even know what that little red pellet does. There's a lot of power-ups in this game that I just don't know what they do. Maybe weapon energy or something, which we're already full on. Oh, actually, we're not even going to come close to 240 by the time we get up here. Ooh, that's a special weapon for Alcides, I think? Psy-Force. Oh, you know, I think that's one of the few weapons he has that works on bosses. So there's this giant enemy crab. And you attack its weak point for a fucking pittance of damage. This fight takes forever. Unless you've upgraded your weapons. I wanted to show off the Blizzard Force or whatever, but it didn't come out. The other problem with Alcides is that he doesn't grind efficiently, and then he shoots out that little projectile. All that build up. You didn't even see it, did you? Watch for the projectile this time. There it is, a little blue pellet that went off screen and didn't even hit what we were aiming at. All that build up for like a little blue icicle. It's not even an icicle. It's pointed the wrong way to be an icicle. Slow moving too, so it's hard to aim. Yeah, one of the worst abilities in the game. But once you get your weapons upgraded, it's basically a spread shot. You'll get 2, then 3, and I think it stops at 3. Actually, I wonder if it's going to upgrade. Oh no, we've got our first weapon upgrade already. Now we can throw 2 tentacle shots. I think that's what I was thinking of, yeah. If you get the spread, if you upgrade enough to do the spread shot, this will actually hit the boss. Oh, it actually did upgrade. He must have just recently got that level up. Might as well use all this up. So the real target for this guy, his weak point that I was talking about earlier, is actually the eyes. But if you take out the claws first, then you'll... because yeah, it's not really safe to go attack the eyes right now. This part is kind of bullshit. So he basically has 2 phases. One where he waves his claws around like a fucking spastic, and then he shoots the crabs at you. And it's not really safe to just stand still and hit him while he's shooting the crabs, so you kind of have to deal with the crabs. And the crabs take forever. And sometimes the controls in this game stick, because again, not programmed very well. Actually, this is a reasonable strategy. Use Alcides' head tentacle to take out the arms first, and then later on we can Once the claws are gone, we can spend that entire phase just shooting upwards, just shooting up with Triton. That should have been the name, the stream title for tonight, Shooting Up with Triton. That's basically your winning strategy for most of this game. Anyway, sorry, I'll read all that Saturn after I'm done shooting sideways with Alcides here, after all these crabs stop. Actually, no, I can do this now, because this is pretty mindless. Yeah, I was never big into mecha myself. Transformers either. I was into the Transformers toys, but not the TV show, other than Beast Wars. Beast Wars was fucking dope, and I gotta go rewatch that show someday, because I remember it being just epic and dramatic and fun. Just an absolute masterpiece of children's just television programming from back in the day. Almost as good as Reboot. Which I'm sure would also hold up just as well if I watched it today. Anyway, so yeah, this is how long it takes to take out the claws if you haven't upgraded your weapons. Maybe this wasn't the most efficient way to go about things after all. Oh, I thought we could sustain one more hit, so that was a big waste of time. I should just grind. I'm wasting my time by not grinding. What about Panthera? What's he got to say for himself? He's still only got one weapon. I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but I'm pretty sure that his torch, his fireball ability, doesn't actually do any more damage than his regular gun. Maybe it gets better when you upgrade it. Anyways, let's see if I can pull out that Twizzler now. Now, yeah, Metroid and Mega Man, I definitely have the nostalgia for. My neighbors owned Mega Man 2, 3, and 4, so those are the ones I grew up on. I beat all those games when I was a kid. And that got me into the series, and then I rented all the later ones. Mega Man X, man. If you got to play that back in the day as a kid, mind-blowing. Like, it's still great to get today, don't get me wrong. But like the jump in just quality, storytelling, graphics, gameplay from like Mega Man 4 to Mega Man X, just forget about it. Never been a better sequel, a bigger jump in quality from one game to its sequel than, yeah, Mega Man, I guess 5 was the one before X. You know, I really am wasting time like this. I should just do the boring grinding strat that I showed off earlier. Oh yeah, so I mentioned how I did a long play of this game for YouTube. It was kind of a speed run. Like, I made an effort to figure out the most expedient path through the game, and then just uploading a video of that. And it turns out that the most expedient path through the game takes me about 70 minutes. Which is, as I said, just leveling up Triton only and ignoring all of these other scrubs. The NES Mega Man games are pretty good. I don't think they're brilliant. Like, when it comes to run and gun, I think that the Contra games hold up a lot better. Just the, okay. The thing about the NES Mega Man games is that they've been flatly surpassed by Mega Man 9. And 10 as well, in my opinion, but people disagree with me on that. But yeah, Mega Man 9 is just leagues ahead of the NES Mega Man games in every regard, just in terms of its design. It's like the same technology, the same graphic style, same basic gameplay, but just so much better balanced and polished. The levels are better than any of the NES Mega Man games. The weapons are so much cooler and more useful. The bosses are way better. And again, more balanced and interesting to fight. I would honestly say that if you want to see what Mega Man's all about, just skip the NES ones and go for Mega Man 9. And then if you want to be a real boss, go for 10 after that, even though people will tell you not to because they don't like it. Because they're wrong and have no taste in Mega Mans, which is why they don't like Legends either. It's not exactly a run and gun, but I kind of consider it to be one. It's a bit more platformy than what most people would consider to be a run and gun shooter. However, I do think it leans more towards the... Like, I think... Put it to you this way, I think Mega Man has more in common with Contra or Metal Slug than it does with, say, Mario or another platformer. Yeah, let's just use up his ammo. Just kind of meandering here with this playthrough, no real strategy. Again, like I said, if you want to see the real optimal strats, you'll want to check out my YouTube playthrough. Oh, we were actually pretty close to leveling up with Triton. Oh yeah, the grenade! I want to show off the grenade, this is really fun. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, so it's a piercing shot. For starters, that goes the slow-moving piercing shot, goes the width of the screen. But that's not all. If you fire this sucker straight up, it comes back down, and it explodes on you. It actually deals damage to you, which is kind of hilarious. And once again, the arc on this thing, straight up, straight down at a nice even speed. Just like physics in real life, right? I don't even know if the explosion does any extra damage. I think the optimal way to use this thing is actually just as a piercing shot. Oh, also, he's about to die, and we're only fighting crabs anyways. So let's get Alcides out here. I think Alcides is better for the crabs anyways, because of that head tentacle, gives him some extra range. Although his attacks do tend to stick and not come out a bit more often. Which is a problem the game has in general, is just eating your inputs. Which again is down to less than professional quality programming, we'll say. Yeah, I might as well use up this ammo here. I don't even know if this does any extra damage. Oh, that's awesome. If you've got a shot on screen already, then it just doesn't come out and you waste your ammo. I just keep finding... That's the other reason I love this game. Is I keep finding new ways to rag on it. Just new oversights, just bizarre oversights in just the programming and design. Like, for a nitpicker who, like, just gets off on complaining about shit constantly, this game is just the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, Triton, let's take her home. Hey! Okay, now we can go to town. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I forgot about this. Or, no, nothing's happening yet. We just got unlucky there. Usually he alternates 2 crabs on one side, then 2 on the other. Oh, and also, once again, we want to switch to Alcides here. Because he's actually got a bit of health left. Maybe? He might actually die to 1 more crab. Alright, here we go, here we go. Bring it home, Triton. Okay, now we can just bring her home. Actually, does he go crazy once you take the claws out? No, I think it's once you take out an eye, he starts going crazy, so we'll try to get both of them at once. Oh yeah, there's these 2 platforms in the center. Is there any reason for those to be there? Normally he's waving his claws in front of him. Ah, there's the good stuff. Let's face fuck this guy with our tentacle. Let's eye fuck this guy with our tentacle. Whoa. You generally want to explode the crabs at the same time. There we go. So, I mean, the reason the enemy animation on this boss seems a bit more fluid is because it's a lot more simple. They are just crabs that float around. They just fly and rotate and move towards the player. This is kind of cool, too. Then you go upside down, and then you go down the pillar on the other side. It's like a pillar with a center of gravity in the broken part in the middle. Isn't that cool? Isn't that a cool idea? Couldn't you see something actually neat being done with this concept? Of like this pillar that flips gravity halfway through. They don't do anything with it. This is the last we'll see of the upside down pillar segment, but it's a neat idea. I think this is another weapon, one for Panthera, I think. Oh, we got Scorch now. This is actually cool. This is my favorite weapon. Oh, I don't have the ammo to use it though. We'll get it now. I mean, it's easier to program an enemy that just flies through the air and doesn't animate at all, as opposed to where you actually have to program some gravity, like some physics to it, and some animation. Like, I've already nitpicked the jumping in this game. There's no real like gravity acceleration curve. It's just jumping is straight up, straight down, even speed. I think it slows down a little bit. Like in one step it slows down as you approach the height of your jump. Or maybe it's just that the camera starts to move up, it's hard to tell. And then the jump has 2 frames of animation, basically, up and down. Oh, this is the weapon I was wanting to show off. Oh, so the pickup for that weapon upgrade still appears in the level after you've already picked it up, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be epic. Wah! And that's Scorch. Wasn't that cool? It's the most unique weapon in the game. Oh, and here we got branching paths. Yeah, branching paths now. See, didn't I say this was a Metroidvania? If you do that again, I'm gonna Scorch ya. Yeah, get scorched. So cool. Actually, I think there's some... So you can go this way and actually skip a bunch of the level. I want to go down in the hole, though, because there's some power-ups down there. Also, Panthera is a bit behind everyone else, so I think we're going to use him for a little bit. We'll come back here later. Remember that wall there. Have I pointed out all the things to remember for later? Remember this wall. Remember the rose where we got the conversation about the blue giant, and remember the octopus. I don't know, is this game actually good? Is it secretly alright? I feel like I have fun when I play this game. Oh, that's rich. That's rich. He's trying to fall through the floor, but he can't quite make it. There's a gap there, but he doesn't fit. And it does that at every step. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys, this game's so fun. Oh, now he's got his 3 shots. Okay. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself that I guess I've played this game enough that I'm kind of decent at it. I don't know if there's a competitive scene out there for Xardion, like a rich and vibrant speedrun community for this game. Actually, I think I looked back in the day and I didn't see any speedruns for Xardion. As far as I know, my 70-minute clear might be the world record. Boo. How are we doing for levels right now? Oh, apparently we picked up Shield somewhere along the way. Shield is one of the, in a few specific circumstances, kind of busted, overpowered special weapons in this game. It's basically the entire map. There might be more of it that unlocks later once you clear the ship, but it's basically the whole game. Oops. I forgot that Panthera was dying. I think we really do want to grind for this next boss, though. This next one can be kind of brutal, and it's basically tailor-made for Triton. You basically don't want to use anyone but Triton for this next boss fight. So cool. Oh yeah, I think I'll demonstrate here the supremacy of Triton. So yeah, this is how easy all of this is to deal with Triton. You just aim up, stupid. It's that easy. I think there might have been more items down in the hole that I missed, so we'll go down there again. Oh yeah, the little parachute infantry guys that are too small for you to actually shoot, and even if you do somehow manage to land a bullet on them, they're invincible, but they can still shoot you. Yeah, those guys are a lot of fun. That's how you know that you're in a giant robot. It's actually one detail that I really like about mecha games, like where you've got the little human characters for scale. Like Front Mission 3 does that, where you've actually got human pilots running around the maps sometimes. I think Cybernator might have had infantry enemies as well. or Cybernator slash Assault Suits Valken. And then there was another one. What was it called? Metal Warriors, I think? That was... some weird company made that. Was it EA or like LucasArts or something? Ha ha ha. Hey there, Forgotten Blade. Yep, this is... what is this again? Chokogashin Xardion. AKA just Xardion with an X. Metal Warriors was Konami? Huh. Okay, I was way off on that then. I can probably put this health on someone... Oh, actually, no. All of our guys have died and therefore been restored to life. But yeah, this is a game I actually played as a kid. Rented it a couple times and never made it very far because there's kind of a obtuse sticking point pretty early in the game that makes no sense. Like a lot of things in this game, just kind of questionable design decisions that make no sense. Actually, I know how to deal with these guys. Oh yeah, one more questionable design decision. How the hell do I dodge these guys when they're raining down on me and I'm trying to traverse my way up breakaway platforms? Okay, those flea guys can drop down on you while you're doing that climb. Just one more XP. But yeah, this is, I think I called it that. I think I used the Mechtroidvania label on the stream title. But yeah, we've got 3 different robot transformations here who level up independently of each other. This game's kind of a Mechtroidvania. I think I'll just show off this next boss just to show off how bullshit he is. You basically don't want to be fighting this guy with anyone but Triton. Oh, you can actually fire this thing in midair. Cool. Once again, no idea if this actually does any more damage than your regular shot. Okay, and then he goes up. He stays up at the top of the screen for like half of his attack pattern, and Triton is the only one who can hit him up there. I still haven't gotten a weapon upgrade. I probably will need to grind before I actually beat this boss. This is kind of a tricky attack, where it's like sometimes the bombs explode in the ground and sometimes they try to home in on you. And then he does the laser. This guy dropped a fucking watermelon on my head. Whoops, that's the wrong weapon. I wanted grenades for this one. Also, Alcides might as well use up the rest of his ammo here. I don't even know if this does extra damage, but it's worth a shot. Also, it's fun to see all of that fucking build-up for 2 little blue pellets. I'll actually have him tank this hit before I switch back to Triton. If I end up winning this fight, this will be the best Xardion run I've ever had, or like the one with the most minimal amount of grinding at least. Nope. Was not in the cards. Nothing bad happens though, you get to keep all your XP. You just go back to the start of the level, and then you can go grind some more. So I think Triton gets a weapon upgrade at his next level up, so we'll be grinding him up a bit. Which actually probably means we want to go to the previous level and stomp some worms. I experimented a fair bit with my YouTube long play, trying to figure out the most expedient route, and as far as I can tell, worm grinding is as good as it gets. You want to level up for a boss fight, you go to the bottom of the pillar, shoot the worms, and then exit out. like 50 times. That's what you do. This is a video game. Released in 1992 by Asmic Ace. In collaboration with Gainax. If I didn't mention that already. I don't know what they would have done to help with this game. Maybe they programmed it. I would believe that. Hideaki Anno himself programmed this game, maybe. Probably mecha design or something. Or maybe the story. This game does end up having kind of a cool story in the end. As little of it that you actually get to experience, because the dialogue is incredibly minimalistic, and there's no indication of who's talking at any given time. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, you know what? I need to use that shield power-up for this next boss fight. Shield is situationally overpowered. I don't know, is it possible for something situational to be overpowered? In the spots where shield is good, it is basically busted. It'll make you invincible against a few specific bosses. Which gives you kind of a preview to the other bustedly overpowered thing that I referenced earlier that we're going to get for Panthera. I think we get that on the ship. Oh, I missed my worm. Oh, I think there's something over here I missed this whole time. Yeah. Oh, running guns. Xenocrisis? I don't think I've played that one. Oh, the Humble Bundle dropped today, and there was actually some cool stuff in it. One of the better ones I think I've seen in a while. Or I don't know, there were more games in it that I was interested in, at least. I think I ended up pulling like 6 games off of there. Like, you know. So what I do with Humble Bundle, which, you know, this isn't special, almost everyone does this. For the games I'm not interested in, I just take the keys, but I don't redeem them. So I've got a bunch of keys for games that I don't care. Oh, okay. Yep, this is our weapon upgrade. Yeah, so, Triton has upgraded his machine gun. So we're back down to 2 shots on screen at a time, but the pellets are like 1 pixel bigger. You see the difference? You will see the difference in a moment, because they do like twice as much damage. Oh, you know, I haven't visited Gyoji in a while. I saw that there was a game on sale, a game I own already and played on stream recently, but I can't remember what it was. I recommended that everyone pick it up, but I can't remember what game it was. That's on sale on GOG right now. Anyways, this is the alternate path through this level. Much, much shorter. And then, yeah, we basically just skipped the whole section. Because, yeah, the underground hole pops you up, like, right here. Yeah, with our weapon upgrade, this boss fight should be easy. Oh, I do have Xenocrisis wish listed. Xenonauts, that's it. Yes, that's the one. Xenonauts was on sale on GOG as of like 2 days ago. It seems like a lot of the sales are kind of extended now, I'm assuming due to the whole COVID-19 thing. Like, there There's a game I've been eyeing on Steam for a while now. It's been on sale forever, and I still haven't picked it up. It's at the top of my wish-listed games because it's so cheap, but I forget what it actually was. Oh, and incidentally, maybe I should explain a bit why I'm not playing the game that I said we were originally going to play tonight, that Toho something something beautiful memory. Basically just because it's too expensive. I can't really justify spending $37 on a game I might only play for a few hours at this present juncture. Yeah, that's the difference that a weapon upgrade makes. Basically, the fight goes twice as quickly. This next level is kind of neat. And horrible. Oh shit, we almost got a level up. Oh, speaking of level ups. Right, this will be fun. Now we're still at only 2 shots. I'm gonna switch to start grinding up our other guys. Yeah, they're falling way behind. I think we're going to use Alcides and BL Force here, just because it actually has... This will actually be useful so we don't get knocked off the platform. This is a vertical climbing section, where you slowly, ride platforms up to the top of the tower and get knocked off of them. Because this game is great. I don't know. I don't know if you guys get the same way about this. There's just something, like a special, unique quality to just games or media in general that you discover for yourself. As opposed to, like, the canon, the classics that everybody tells you you should play. It's like, you know, oh, I never played a Zelda game, and everyone said I should play Zelda games, so I played it, and it was great. It was as good as they say. It's not the same kind of specialness, though, as, like, I discovered this random game as a kid by sheer, like, weird happenstance. My parents picked it out for me at random from a department store. I borrowed it from my neighbors when they rented it, and then couldn't remember the title of it until, like, 20 years later after that. This game has that kind of, I have that kind of special fondness for this game. Where it's like, oh, this is the... I remembered this game being so good. I was, when I first rediscovered this game, like, I found out what the title of it was, and I went back and I played it. In my mind, this game was the coolest thing ever when I was a kid. I remember it's like, oh, you are, like, traversing all these cool alien worlds. And it's like a shoot 'em up where your guys have special robot powers, unique special robot powers, and a bunch of different weapons, and 3 different characters who play in different ways and level up independently. And they have cool banter between each other, between levels. And all that stuff is in the game. And it still kind of sucks. They kind of did all those things in a... Okay, the reason I'm taking the time to explore here is because I know that there's hidden power-ups. Some special weapons I'm not going to want to miss. Wampum. I think I played that, but I forgot about it. That game... Yeah, forgettable. I don't know, I played a bunch of games back when I was first getting into emulation. That's the other thing, yeah, that's another way to kind of discover new games in that kind of special, deeply personalized way, is when you're just flipping through random games via emulators. You play like 50 different games, and a couple of them end up being amazing, and you've never heard of them before. You discovered it for yourself, and that's what made it special. Go Ackman is one of those for me. It was an import game. I don't think there was even a translation available for it back when I played it. I played through Go Ackman in Japanese. That game is probably bad because it was ridiculously hard, and I couldn't beat it without copious save state abuse, but I liked it a lot. Yeah, I don't even have the I was a dumb kid excuse for Go-Go Ackman. I was like in high school when I played that game. Actually, in terms of movies, I used to do the same thing with movies and music back in the day too. The ones I liked the best were always the ones I discovered for myself just by random happenstance. I would pick up random jazz CDs in the store. That's how I discovered Hiromi. And she's one of my favorite musicians to this day. Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee, where I got like a 4-disc, like a box set for like $5. Yeah, fuck it. You just... There's never any reason to not be using Triton. He's so much better than the others. Of course, now that I'm using him, they don't want to get above me. Yes, that's exactly right. It's the one where you play as the little devil kid who looks like Trunks. Can I make this jump? I think that's a new spell for Alcides. Maybe his last one? Oh, he's got one more after this. I forget what this one does exactly, but I remember that it's fun. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh, that's nice. Like, the sprite work in this game is pretty good. Like, this tower, this background is cool. I like the robot designs. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna switch to Panthera here for absolutely no reason. Oh, this one isn't an elevator. You just jump up from here. Okay, here we go, here we go. Boss time. Demon armor! We're cut off! Yep, so that's a thing. They went through all the trouble to design that robot, art that sprite up for a throwaway gag of a boss. I'm not thrilled either, to be honest, frankly. And you get boss XP for it, too. This game's so good, guys. There's so many cool ideas. It's a shame that it's so badly made. I wish that Xardion would get remade. I think this game has so many cool ideas, so much potential. It's like a 2D, like Mechtroidvania. All the things I've been saying. 3 characters, unique weapons, unique play styles. What other game does all these things? Okay, let's try out that black hole. There were no enemies for us to try this out on, but let's try it out now. I don't know if this thing is bugged or what, but yeah, as far as I remember, this does absolutely nothing other than fuck up your vision. Oh, we got a new weapon for Triton, too. Oh, Japanese version of Ganbare going on 3. Side quests to unlock a hard last level. Referring to the Castlevania series, I never actually finished Ganbare Goemon 3. I think I played through just the first one and the second one. I am determined to figure out if this black hole actually does anything. Like, the enemy's flashing, maybe it does something to the enemy? Also, I have no idea how to dodge this guy. I guess you just jump him. Also, is this black hole ever going to go away? It's kind of getting on my nerves. There we go. Yeah, no more black holes. Oh, I could have sworn that Triton got a... Oh, this is it! This is it. The game's... Oh, wait, so this is the I win button. This game is now busted, wide open. So, Panthera got the Inv shield. As you might perhaps have guessed already, the INV stands for invincibility or invulnerability. And it actually, unlike everything else in this game, it actually works as intended. You are completely invincible for the duration of this ability, which is a fucking long time. We'll probably be able to get through half the level just off one charge of this thing. And look at how little ammo it consumed. So yeah, this is just done. We just win the game now. Our objective was to get the Inv shield, and now we can just, yeah, game over. Nothing can stop us. Also, that's a cool shade of green that he's flickering there. Oh, I think he just got his weapon upgrade too. Oh no, he's one level away, I think. I kind of want to get that level before the boss. This is actually a pretty easy boss. I don't think I need the level up, but I kind of want it. This is good music here too. Like I said, not, you know, the peak of technical prowess in SNES music composition, but some catchy tunes, you know? This one gets stuck in my head from time to time, which I guess is not exactly a good thing. Can I reach that with the Scorch? Ah, that'll do. I think we'll still have enough Inv left to get through the rest of the level. Oh, what does Torch look like right now anyways? Yeah, it's a slightly bigger fireball now. Like, it's barely noticeable. It's not great sprite work, but it's so cool that they took the effort. Like, every special weapon in the game just has like a little slight difference to it as you level up. I think you get like 5 or 6 different versions of each one. We're not gonna get the levels in time. Let's just go for it. Oh, spoke too soon. Oh, if I'd have done a Scorcher there. You know what, let's just go Invincible. Oh, there's way more level here left than I thought. Getting close. Oh, I need one more. Seriously? Is this the one level in the game where enemies don't respawn? This is the boss right here. Damn it. Now, once again, this is another boss where Triton's is the best one to kill him because he's always up in the air. But Panthera is actually the one that's the best one to kill him because he's invincible. It's not the fastest one to do it because this is going to take a while because we get like 5 shots on him every cycle. But, you know, we won't die and have to redo the whole level. Need to be a little bit careful because he might hit me when the invincibility wears off. Also, you can't tell if you're invincible or not when you're spinning. So that's another cool thing. I guess you can kind of tell. It's like instead of flickering off, it's flickering green. Actually, we might run out of Inv by the time we're done this boss fight. Then I might actually have to do fight him for real and figure out how to dodge his attacks and stuff. There we go. This is what we want to do. Do I have enough for another inf after this? Probably not. Yeah, with this I think we're done. So according to the map, this is the final level. Ship is the last level you can see on the level select, but we'll... Spoiler alert, this is not the final boss. We're gonna go for one more after this one. Actually, grenade is tailor-made for this one. It goes up and then drops down. Yeah, that was... Triton is our man. Shit, I wanted Panthera for this one. Oh, man. Oh, well. This will still be pretty funny. Oh no, we're falling! Ah! It's like the end of a Mario airship. We're falling and we're on fire, and Ankh is out. What am I gonna do? Here we go, open the parachute. That'll fix everything. So yeah, that's the parachute animation. If you're using Panthera here, it's the same parachute. Like the same sprite, same animation and everything. And the parachute clearly doesn't connect to Panthera's sprite at all. He's too short. So he's just got this parachute hovering like 10 pixels above him, not attached to his body at all. This place is actually kind of cool. Things are all peaceful and shit. Or so you think. Okay, are these guys weak to Black Hole? Actually, one thing that Black Hole does is you can actually tell which of these guys are enemies. Yeah, I don't think Black Hole does anything. We're just gonna go invincible all the way through here, cause fuck it. Sadly, Panthera doesn't really have a good way to get the guy in the air, but we don't need to get him because he's not threatening us. Because we're invincible. This is the next, like your final good farming point for the game. These tree guys are worth a good amount of XP, so you'll want to farm here. Honestly, any farming at this stage in the game is kind of a waste of time. For spoiler reasons I won't get into. I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically Panthera is about to die and get replaced with a giant blue super robot who just completely overrides everyone in the party, and he's the only one we're using for the rest of the game. Oops, did I spoil it? Damn. So all your leveling up to this point was for nothing. Everyone just gets replaced right at the very end of the game. Not even the very end, we've actually still got a fair bit of game to go left. Not a ton, but you know, like 2 levels worth. We're like 80% of the way through. Did that even damage them? Holy shit, it did. Oh my god. Alcides cast a spell, and it actually did something useful. I'm glad I got this on tape. That's right, on tape. I'm recording this onto a VHS right now. On my CRT television that I played this game on as a kid. We don't have any ammo, so no Panthera. In fact, we're probably gonna die by the time we get to the end of this stage anyways. Oh yeah, we've been picking up new weapons. Oh, we got the Reflexal. Check this out. There's Reflexal. It's actually a reflecting laser, but because of the way the terrain is always... Oh! Right before the health. But because of the way the stages are set up and the level designs, there's almost no practical purpose to the reflecting lasers. Like, it bounces off a wall and then just goes off the top of the screen. But I guess I'm gonna have to suicide with everyone if I want to have a fighting chance through this place. So yeah, after you die, the robot who died, you still get a game over. And you go back to the level select. And the robot who died gets a full health refill, but none of the others do. So if you want a full refill on everyone, ammo refill too, for that matter. But yeah. To refill everyone, you gotta kill everyone. Refills equals kills. Yeah, that would be hard to imagine. I think we're just going to invincibility our way through this. I don't know, I kind of want more levels on Triton before the next boss. On top of everything else, I think this game might be badly translated. I don't know what they mean by everything is a simulation. The interior would be you can't be serious. Is that the same guy who keeps on telling people that they can't be serious? Oh yeah, these little turds. They actually dig into you and do multiple hits. Why am I taking hits at all? We're invincible. Let's just stay invincible. Okay, cool. We got our final special weapons for everyone. So excited to show these off. So we got Burst here. This is a charge laser. And it does a little farty sound effect when you fire it off. As far as I can tell, it does shit for damage. Oh shit, it's the boss already. Might as well use up all the ammo here. Anyway, so this is kind of fucked up looking. All these creepy faces hawking loogies at me. Honestly, you can rapid fire this thing. I swear rapid fire does like 10 times more damage than trying to charge up this stupid laser. It might actually be Panthera's worst weapon. Get it out of here. Alcides... Oh, he gets a barrier too, finally. Same as the others, it makes you invincible, except his has like a 5-second animation, because of course it does, because Alcides. And since he's the one who's got no weapon upgrades right now, it's gonna take him like 10 minutes to kill these guys, so we'll just go with good old Triton. Who actually has the crappiest shield in the game. His is the only shield that doesn't make him invincible, it only blocks projectiles. But because this is a strictly projectile-based boss, it ends up being really useful here. Oh, it doesn't work on these projectiles, that's right, only on the next phase. That's fine, because there's easy safe spots that you can find for this part. Yep, so this is a boss. Arguably the easiest one in the game, at least the first phase. Cool background, though. Like, yeah, the design of the monsters and the robots and stuff is actually really solid. Like, all the creepy faces, the intestines in the background, the skull after their face melts away. Like, this is actually a cool-looking game. In stills, at least. The animation is mostly really bad, but in stills, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if these guys have iframes or not. I'm just gonna rapid fire my way through. This is the last time we'll be seeing any of our robot buddies, by the way, so say goodbye to them. Triton, Panthera, what's his name? All useless after this fight. They're all getting replaced. All those levels that you spent so much time grinding up. Waste of time, means nothing in the end. You basically just need to grind up enough levels to get you past this boss fight. Oh yeah, you can stunlock these guys. I kind of like to get another level of, another weapon level. I think we're 2 levels away. I think level 8, you get the final machine gun upgrade, which I usually like to have for this boss. Anyways, yeah, the barrier blocks this thing, which is a pain in the ass to dodge, otherwise it kind of homes in on you. It doesn't block your up or down, though, so you gotta make sure it hits the front of the shield. Damn it. Oh, we're gonna lose Triton. We're gonna lose Triton, and we're gonna have to fight this one with someone who's less good than Triton. Actually, unlike a lot of games of the time, I think you can open up the menu and switch to another sub-weapon and not lose your shield. I'm gonna try that after this. Okay, so shield's up. Weapons online. Let's try grenade on this. This will be fun when it explodes. Yes, we keep the shield. Ooh, that looks like a lot of damage. Oh, but you lose the shield after you fire the new weapon. That's no good. This is basically whack-a-mole right here. Actually, I might want to switch to Panthera here. I think I will. He's at the same... Oh no, he's actually 1 weapon level down. Oh, also I wasted all of his ammo, so he can't go invincible anymore. Christ. I guess it's up to Alcides? Because yeah, I don't want to have to redo that level. Fuck it. I'm blind! I think Alcides actually has my favorite robot design in the game. If you look up the concept art for the robots, his looks really cool. Well, here we are. This is Xardion. This is with tons of experience at the game, too. Like, you have to work your way up to make the game as, like, clean, to play through as cleanly as I'm doing right here. On a first playthrough, forget it. I guess at this stage in the game, even on a first playthrough, you know enough to use the invincibility shield. Still hasn't gotten his weapon upgrade. But it doesn't matter, because he's going on the bench forever. Okay, this is it. The big plot twist right here. It's a wallet. Oh no, not hydrochloric acid. Activate the purse. Oh yeah, your robot can break away and turn into 3 different ships. It's like a Megazord. Like a Transformer crossed with a Megazord. You don't ever actually fly the ships during the game, though. They appear just during cutscenes. Panthera! What a waste. What a senseless waste of human life. Or panther life. Or robot life. Somebody had to die here to make room for this weird thing. This looks like something out of Echo the Dolphin. Like those crystals, the bubble. A cave similar to this. Like Legends of a legendary blue robots hidden away in a cave full of tendrils and intestines inside a living planet. Covered with carnivorous shrubbery. No, it's coniferous is the name of the tree. Yeah, carnivorous trees. When I first played the game, I thought this was the ending, but no, we got a bunch of stuff to do still. So, I told you guys I wasn't going to spoil anything. And, you know, are you surprised? Isn't this a fun plot twist? No, I told you all that already, but I didn't tell you guys the big surprise, the real spoiler, the real fun part is coming up right now. Here we go. Are you guys ready for this? Xardion joins the party. He's kinda cool looking. He's the only one who can damage the bosses from this point onward. And he joins at level 1. You gotta grind this guy up if you want to use him and actually have a fighting chance against the final boss. Not only that, but you can't even get to the final boss right now. There are luminescent microbes in the way. So before you even get to properly use Xardion in the final level, you gotta go backtracking to previous levels to find his weaponry. Do you remember where his weapons are? I pointed them out earlier. The octopus is the most obvious one. That's like the single most memorable thing, where the game just straight up tells you, you can't do this yet, come back later. And the others are slightly more obtusely hidden. But yeah, you can see even at level 1, like his level 1 basic attack is just way stronger than even our guy's upgraded attacks at this point. Also, he has the same basic sprite as Triton. Like the same animations. All of his animations are the same. He's basically just Triton with like a new costume for Triton. So yeah, this is the octopus that was too strong for us to fight before. We didn't stand a chance against this guy. This is actually kind of a cool idea. This game does have neat ideas from time to time. That octopus is worth tons of experience, and that actually mitigates the grinding a little bit. They give you a few free levels at the start. Not enough levels, mind you. You're not going to want to fight the final boss with just this much experience. Got enough to get our 3rd shot. The next... Oh, and that each one of these upgrades gives you one of his weapons as well. Oh no, he starts with all of his weapons. That's right. You need all 3 upgrades to unlock the final weapon, which destroys the luminescent microbes. His weapons, once again, are basically the same as Triton's. And they're pretty different for the most part. Let's show him off. So he's got a laser. It's basically the same as his electro beam, only it actually shoots off. Which makes it just a better version of electro beam. Or what is it called? Act Plasma. We got Lightning, which is his full screen clearing attack, which is going to be our main grinding tool once we've picked up all of our upgrades. Yep, it basically just kills everything. Everything before the final level essentially dies in one hit to this thing. It's pretty strong, excellent for grinding. And I don't even remember what his other weapon is, but it kind of sucks. What does it even do? I think it's just another screen clearer that has a longer animation and costs more weapon energy and does less damage or something. Oh no, it's homing spheres! That's actually super cool. Why don't I use these more often? That's really awesome. Oh, you know what it is? I think the homing is broken on specific enemies. Yeah, that must be what it is. I was sure that these things did nothing. They just, like, the spheres shoot off to the corners of the screen and don't do anything. Because I think the homing is broken against certain enemies. Oh yeah, then that happens sometimes, yeah. But yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Oh my god, they aren't showing us the text anymore. They actually tripped a flag to not show text after Xardion shows up. It's like, if Xardion equals recruited, then hide all Panthera text. I didn't even think that the people who made this game knew that much programming. We got one more we need to get. That's going to be in the first section of Fiera. Also, I've got no ammo. This is actually kind of a fun part of the game. Like, it's backtracking. It's like that final part in a lot of Metroidvanias, where they force you to backtrack across the whole game world, searching for the MacGuffins. It's exactly like that. Just like finding the artifacts or whatever in Metroid Prime. With the difference being that you get an awesome new super robot to play around with. And you get to shoot all the old enemies with the new super robot to show off just how fucking super he is. And you gotta grind him up anyways, so it's not even a waste of your time to be doing all this backtracking. This game has those little flashes of brilliance like that, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna have a flash of brilliance right here. Like 50 flashes of brilliance in a row. Actually, not quite yet. We need to suicide to get our ammo back. Oh god, the getting hit sound effect just plays on repeat, overlapping. Even when you're in hit stun. Okay, here we go. This is the best grinding spot in the game. What you want to do is you want to switch to the Lightning. Get a nice little train going. Let the tree hoppers... There, and then let her rip. Then let her rip. Let her rip. Cool. And then you get a bunch of XP. I think it's actually faster to just do it at the start. I eventually figured out. Also, once you recruit Xardion, it skips the text for you, so... So as we level up, the power of the lightning will increase as well, and eventually we'll be able to clear these guys in one go. Yeah, look at that. You get like almost 20 XP a pop here. Our shot has upgraded. Oh, no, it hasn't. Oh, 10 XP a pop. I think this might actually go... Ah, there we go. There's their first level up. Even the gun upgrades are more prominent on Xardion. We'll just go shooting until we die, because we need a ammo refill. Holy shit, we might actually be strong enough to just shoot our way all the way to the end. Not quite. You definitely want the third, or sorry, the second gun upgrade for the final boss, because fucking final boss, man. He's got 4 phases, and each one of them, especially the third one, takes forever. Like, even if you figure out, like, you get the patterns down good enough to start dodging his shots 100% of the time, you're still just gonna sit there rapid firing him for like 15 fucking minutes. I've got a YouTube video up there, my first Xardion Let's Play, where I just shoot the boss in the head for 20 minutes straight. And okay, I have the timestamps on the YouTube video. It's more like 9 minutes, but still, that's pretty ridiculous. Do the trees eat each other? I think they're here to... So, this game actually has a plot. This is not a natural planet here. This is like a special... The planet itself is alive, and it's like a specially engineered bioweapon to protect something that's at the deep in the interior of the planet, which we'll find out later on after we beat the final boss. Like, this game actually does have a plot. It's kind of interesting, even if the storytelling is garbage. Yeah, at least I got the lightning off in time. This game could use a run button. I would bump this game's rating up from, like... I can't even bring myself to say I'd give this game 1 star. It's got too many cool ideas. Anyone who appreciates cool ideas in video games, even if they're not well implemented, is gonna get something out of this game. I can't bring myself to say this is a 1-star game. This is a 2, 1.5. I can't bring myself to give it 2 stars either, because it's so shoddily made. This is a 1.5-star game, and I would give it 2 stars. This game would go up a full half star. Like, out of 5, I'm talking 1.5 out of 5. It would go up to 2 if we had a run button. Or even just a special weapon that causes you to dash forward. As far as I know, there's no way to speed your progress through the game at all. God, I think we're actually shooting for like 800 XP. Or no, I think it's like 780. Where you get the, not the final weapon upgrade, but the next to last weapon upgrade. Or maybe it's 720. Or maybe it's 600. I'm just gonna keep, like, wishful thinking my way down and hoping that it's not that high. I think every 2 levels, so we're gonna want to hit level 8. Oh, we are level 8. We're going to want to hit level 10. It's probably about 600, actually, or 680. I'm literally just bringing it down by 20, the estimate, every time, going down by 20. We are approaching the end of the game here. Right as soon as I get those numbers up, we'll go fight the final boss. I think I am actually saving time by doing this. Because, yeah, as far as I know, each weapon upgrade effectively doubles your damage. So all the time we're spending here, we will save from not having to fight the final boss for quite as long. Okay, so we're on 3 shots now. Either this level or the next one should take us to where we want to be. In the meantime, I guess the whole reason I decided to grind up a little bit unnecessarily to show stuff off in the early game was for the sake of extending the stream so I could blab about stuff a little bit longer. So maybe let's actually blab about stuff instead of just talking about grinding in Xardion while we grind in Xardion. I'm actually not sure what my work situation is right now. I can't imagine that they would want me to go in like every day while everything's under quarantine. Like, as far as I know, we're required by law to by force of fine or whatever the punishment is to keep the store closed, although we're still doing like deliveries and mail orders and stuff. But that's a tiny percentage of our business, so I don't know what exactly I'm going to be doing when I go into work tomorrow. Possibly just sitting at the computer and waiting by the phone. In which case, I guess that's some time for me to script some of those YouTube videos I've always been talking about doing. We need one more level. Hey, it is like I said, though. 720 is the magic number. One of the magic numbers I predicted. So I don't know, maybe we will end up back in the same situation as before where I thought I was going to have like several weeks just completely clear to do tons and tons of streaming. Maybe we will end up in that situation again in the long run. If I end up just having to go to work and just sit there and do nothing, that's actually the next best case scenario, because like I said, I can find ways to fill the time. I can read, I can try to script some videos, get that new YouTube channel I've been talking about started. I think I want to... Man, I keep getting these ideas for dumb videos to make and never actually making them. The last one I talked about was, oh, the new channel will have a series on Fire Emblem, and all my impressions of the Fire Emblem games I've played so far, and all the reasons why I don't like Fire Emblem. Which will be like the clickbait title, and it'll turn out that I secretly do kind of like it, although for different reasons than most people. Now the stupid idea I have for the big debut video is kind of what I was talking about earlier in the stream here, just the discussing remakes. Just why are there so damn many of them these days? Why do they decide what decides which games get remakes, and what are the qualities that determine what is in a quality remake? The qualities of a quality remake. Yeah, that's a video title for you. Like what, in the last year or so, we've had Link's Awakening, we've had Langrisser, we've got, oh fuck me, we need another level up. It was 800. Yeah, Langrisser. Actually, in terms of Fire Emblem, there was Fire Emblem Echoes before that, Panzer Dragoon. That's on... That has a store page on Steam. On Steam, it says the Panzer Dragoon remake will be released in winter. But, And then, of course, the big FF7 remake, which will be my little clickbaity thumbnail for the video, even though I'm not really going to discuss it that much. I'm not quite sure what the angle will be. I have a lot of thoughts on just why are we seeing all these remakes these days? That seems like an easy question to answer. It's just because that's where the money is. Like, it's the tried and true. These are games, you know, timeless classics. Everyone loves them. Even people who haven't played them hear about them. So this is, hey, a new version of it, up to modern standards, an easier way to get into it. Something you can spend money on instead of having to figure out emulators and what have you, because, you know, who knows how to work that shit these days. Especially among, like, Switch use. I think the Switch, in particular, is a hotbed for this type of stuff, just because, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Switch gamers. I know the Switch is everywhere, like, there are... I don't know, just something about them. It's like it's the only thing that exists for them. Like, people I used to follow online who used to otherwise be totally avid gamers. Played on, like, every game, on every... There we go, that's our... I think that might be the final weapon upgrade. Okay, so now we're good to just go to the end of the level. It's like there's a certain category of gamer who's the exact opposite of me, whereas for me, I don't give a shit about the Switch because I don't do the portable gaming thing. I play games when sitting around at home, and basically every other console is better for that than the Switch is. Whereas for a lot of other people, it's the complete opposite. It's like if it's not on the Switch, it might as well not even exist. They're just completely oblivious to all modern video gaming that is not happening on the Switch. They just, even apart from that, it's just Nintendo fans in general. They seem oblivious to just so much of what's out there. I think that's actually to what I have a sarcastic take. I don't even know if it's true because I've never played Breath of the Wild, but I theorize that part of the reason for Breath of the Wild's success is that Nintendo fans have never actually played an open world game in their lives. Again, I haven't actually played Breath of the Wild. It looks kind of neat, but that style of game has been done before. Like, it's basically just fantasy GTA, like open world RPGs. Stuff like, or what's the other one that I like where you climb around on the enemies? Dragon's Dogma is another example. Like, these types of games have been done before, where you go anywhere, do anything, a big fantasy world to explore around in. Like, it's been done. It's not that magical. But you wouldn't know it if you're a Nintendo fan, because those games aren't on Nintendo consoles. I should... whatever. We'll do the final boss with half health. This is the final boss, right? Oh yeah, Maze of Doors. I played the game enough that I played this game enough that I remember the way through the Maze of Doors. But yeah, we got Maze of Doors right at the end. If you pick the wrong path in those final 3 doors, you get warped. One of them warps you back to the start, and another one warps you to, like, some other distant corner of the dungeon that you can't even get to any other way. Anyways, this is the final boss. That was his first form. You know, I probably could have done this without upgrading my weapon all the way. Yeah, I was misremembering. We wanted the weapon upgrade before this one. This one's kind of overkill. I swear to God, though, this boss... Just take the amount of time it's taking to kill this boss and double it. And that's the amount of time we saved by doing all that grinding. This is the one. This is the guy, because he's got just as much health as the other forms, but you can't just rapid fire him like you can the others. Just to see it again, let's do the super attack. I think it's actually worse than most other special attacks because it moves so fast. Because the other piercing shots are good because they're slow moving, so you get a lot of hits on the enemy as it's passing through. This attack is also kind of tricky to dodge. Also, Xardion doesn't have a shield. No invincibility shield for this guy. Technically, Alcides might be the better pick for this fight, even though he isn't, because, yeah, fraction of the damage. like I said, take the amount of time that we're taking to beat this boss and like 10 times longer probably for all Sadies to do this. Yeah, this fight is stupid. This phase of the final boss is the reason why we wanted the weapon upgrade. How many phases is that now? Third phase, I think that was. Oh, by the way, one of the sub-weapons you can get is a sub-tank that recovers your health. That would have actually been useful for some of the previous boss fights. So yeah, there's no way we're losing this fight. And I think this is the 4th or 5th phase now. And this is the last one. Very anime looking. Like something out of Macross or something. Actually, I get real strong Macross vibes just from the story and the tone of this game. The robot designs too, for that matter. Like the way it's like a plane or like a spaceship that turns into a robot. This is actually kind of a, you know, compared to the overall quality of the boss designs in this game, this is one of the better ones. Like, it's an actual boss fight. You got stuff coming at you from the ground and from above, and you gotta move side to side and jump. Like a video game boss, you know? The ones where you move side to side and jump. It's like if this became a video game all of a sudden, where you do something more than just grind away and rapid fire the boss. Okay, we got no side to side anymore. We're not a video game anymore. We're an X video game because we just finished Xardion. They don't give you any XP for beating the final boss, which I find a bit disappointing. Also, the text is real hard to read here against the white background. Oh, final boss theme is super catchy too. No way. A woman in a capsule in the heart of the bio-death world? In an anime? No way. Seriously though, this is like every anime love ever, especially mecha anime. Like, yeah, we're just full Macross here. It's like, oh, the bioweapon planet holds a secret at the center. Is it a magical anime chick? Yes. Oh, the dragon's cave holds a terrible secret. Is it an anime girl with magical powers? Yes. That is the terrible secret of every anime. Is little anime girl with terrible magical powers. Yeah, so bioweapon planet set out to consume the galaxy or whatever to protect the memory of the dead little girl that the crazy scientist told them to protect. Something like that. I mean, it's not terribly clear in the translation, but the basic idea, I think, is neat. Oh, there's a great final image in this game, too. Yeah, this game ends on a high note, for sure. It's like they're bringing a story into it all of a sudden that's semi-coherent. And then we get one of like my favorite final still images to end off the game. I don't think it's here quite yet. I think it's after the credits. Oh no, it's right here. Not this one, but the next one. There we go. Wrecked Gundam in a tree. Wrecked Gundam torso in a tree. What an image. That is a great way to end the game. I don't know what it is. I love this picture. I want like a full art, like hand-drawn, frame it and put it on my wall. That should have been the cover for this game, except it would kind of spoil the effect in the ending. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I love that image so much. And that's Xardion. That's this shitty little 1.5 star game that I like a lot and keep playing for some damn reason. This is probably like the 6th or 7th time I've played this game. Actually, no, because I did practice runs for the second LP and for the Let's Play and the Long Play. I did multiple practice runs. This is probably my 10th time playing this at least. Godspeed, Ro R. Adams III. You conveyed enough of the spirit of the story to kind of get it across, I guess. Game construction? That's probably programming. Oh, no, here we go. System program. That's probably... So one guy did like their tools. Oh, I guess there's 3 programmers. Yeah, that's not much of an excuse. I can't believe this game had more than 4 people working on the programming. Akuma-kun, though, good job. That was like my favorite thing about the game is the mecha designs. Didn't we already see CG design? Fuck, I keep forgetting this! Tenpei Sato! Motherfucking Tenpei Sato! Of Disgaea fame and other Nippon Ichi games. I probably do that every single time I play this game. It's like, oh my god! There we go. Assisted by Gainax. In what capacity? I don't know. That is super cool. Every time I forget about that and see it again in the credits of this game, that's just so cool that this random robot game that I have weird nostalgia for from when I was a kid happened to have Tenpei Sato working on the music. I didn't even know he was making game music back in these days. I don't even know what he worked on, what other games he's done before Disgaea. Anyways, that is Xardion. That's the end of the stream. I got work tomorrow. I guess we're kind of back to the same old. The whole coronavirus quarantine basically ended before it even started. In fact, I ended up getting fewer days off than I expected in the first place, because I normally would have had this Saturday off, and now I'm actually working an extra shift. But, you know, we'll be back Wednesday, same time and everything. That's right, I still have Wednesdays off from now on, so we'll be back Wednesday with some more Xenonauts. That's it for me today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.